That's just sports, baby.
Crowd goes wild. Strawberry ice, bringing fire and style. Reds, Bengals, Bearcats, all in my zone. This is my stage, my mic, my throne. Boom, like a hammer, I'm breaking the game. Strawberry ice, you're gonna know my name. Sports Talk Thunder, hear the podcast roar. Cincy's line is kicking down the door. Step into the ring where the passion ignites. Talking sports all day and all night. From the field to the court to the roaring stands. Strawberry ice with the world in my hands. Boom, like a hammer, I'm breaking the game. Strawberry ice, you're gonna know my name. Sports Talk Thunder, hear the podcast roar. Cincy's line is kicking down the door.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, Iceman Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I'm bringing you sports from West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio. And as always, we'll come to you live from that ice cave.
All right, shout out to my sponsors. They are Priority Lawn and Landscaping for all your lawn and landscaping needs. You need your grass cut, you need your shrubbery trimmed, I don't know, you need a paper patio, you need anything. I mean anything. Landscaping requires. Think Priority Lawn and Landscaping. Also, shout out to T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. And of course, Meyer Window Door and More. I got it in my house. I highly recommend you get them in yours. They're energy efficient, great looking windows, easy to clean. Meyer Window Door and More. The website is MeyerCincinnati.com. And also, shout out to my favorite brewery, Moorline Lager House. Get on down there, get you some delicious Moorline beer, some delicious Moorline food. You tell them I sent you. Moorline Lager House.
That's right. We always have a great time down there at Moorline Lager House. Check them out. Check out Priority Lawn and Landscaping for all your lawn and landscaping needs. And when you do me a favor, tell them you heard about them from Sports with Strawberry Ice. Normally I'd say what's up to everybody in the chat, but there's nobody in the chat because we started a bit earlier. So I said this yesterday, we're going to be on at 2:30. We're going to do an hour and a half show today because everybody was so excited about what Jim said last week, the NFL draft professor. So they wanted more and more of Jim. So what's Ice do? Ice gives you more. Here's the draft professor, Jim. What's up, Jim? What's going on? They said they want more Jim, more Jim.
That's nice to hear. It's nice to hear. How you doing, Jeff?
Good, man. Good. Just enjoying this nice sunny weather. I'm inside, but looking out in the window, out my windows, and seeing that it's nice and sunny, and actually I can see grass. Like we talked about last week, we can see grass. I see a lot more grass. It might start growing here soon. We'll see what happens.
I have no snow on my yard in Mainville for the first time all year. It's a good day.
That is awesome. Hopefully it'll stay like that. But I got a feeling we're not to spring yet, but we're getting close. We're getting close. That's for sure. All right. So we are doing a mock draft Wednesday today, and you got a different kind of way you want to do this, right? Some different players that maybe some Bengals fans haven't thought of, right?
Yeah. So, okay, everybody likes doing mock drafts, right? We're in mock draft season. It's my favorite time of year. So on the Draft Professor Simulator, we have something called Fanatic Mode.
Yep.
And what Fanatic Mode is, it's a way to do consecutive mock drafts. So if you're willing to commit to doing more than one mock draft, the simulator will make sure that you can't pick the same player in those different mocks. And ultimately, it's not for the faint of heart because, for example, if you're the Cincinnati Bengals and you say, well, I want to get a safety in round 2.
Yeah.
Well, do you have 8 safeties that you like in round 2? Probably not. So you need to, from a mock draft standpoint, you have to know who are my targets for safety in round 1. Right. Who are my targets for safety in round 2? Maybe Dylan Thieneman, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. And then who are my safety targets later in the draft? And using Fanatic Mode, you can do a mock draft with each of those scenarios, and you can just connect them all. Simulator won't let you pick the same player twice.
Right.
And like at this time of year at Draft Professor, this is what we do, right? Because
a lot. You do that a lot.
Yeah. So the simulator is interactive. So not only do you get to challenge yourself and do some mock drafts that you don't always get to try, but in addition to that, other fans that use the simulator are going to be mock drafting against your picks.
Okay.
So there's a really good chance that when we're done with this podcast, if somebody comes in and does a mock draft for a different team at Draft Professor, the Bengals will be taking the players on the simulator that we did live on this podcast.
Awesome. We are setting the standard. Let's go.
We are. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. All right. So we'll go ahead and bring this up and we can get this thing started.
Absolutely.
All right. There you go. All right.
Okay.
So I'll let you take the floor. You explain how we're doing this here.
Sure. So we're going to do Cincinnati Bengals. We're going to do a 4-round mock.
Okay.
But we're going to flip this button on right down here called Fanatic Mode.
Yep.
And we're jacking the baby up to 8.
Ooh.
So we're doing 8 4-round mocks for the Bengals.
Okay.
Right. And 40 minutes later, you're going to be like, what just happened?
My brain will be fried probably.
But we're going to end up talking about 32 players that Cincinnati Bengals fans should be thinking about for the draft.
Okay.
So
these are
we'll
all
go
guys
ahead
that the Bengals should consider drafting or probably are considering drafting at some point in this draft.
Yes. So I like Fanatic Mode because from a podcast standpoint, this is going to give us a lot of players to talk about.
Okay.
So in the first mock, it went Mendoza, Reese, Maui, Noah, Bain, Tate, Lemon, Downs, Tyson, Bailey.
Oh God. Downs and Bain are both gone?
Yep.
That's not good. That is all right. I don't like this draft already.
Right. And that's the idea. So, like, if the board falls like this, where Downs is off the board, Bailey is off the board, like, I would think that Peter Woods is BPA, but we should talk about Monroe Freeling or Spencer Fano at tackle.
Right.
I think they're going to go this high.
Okay.
So there's more players, but with this one, we're going to go Peter Woods. I think that's like a fail-safe option. I've seen him mock to the Bengals a lot.
So is there, Robert here says trade back. Is there a trade back option on this?
When we're in Fanatic Mode, you are sticking and picking every
All
time.
right. Sticking and picking. Gotcha.
Okay. So ironically, we took Peter Woods. Lee Hunter fell to round 2. Now, that's tempting to double up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. I think Lee Hunter's going to go a lot higher in the draft.
Right. But he fell to us at the second. So
he fell. So this would be really a decision, I think, between Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, Kamari Ramsey, and AJ Halsey. Now, there's a lot of people that say that Ramsey is a slot or a nickel.
yeah.
And what I would say is that in the USC defense, that's what he had to play. Because he
Right.
was playing slot. He's projecting to safety at the NFL level.
Okay.
And I'm going to say better safety prospect for a couple reasons. We have 2, like I'm picking him over Emmanuel McNeil-Warren.
Really? Okay.
And the reason is it's USC versus Toledo.
Right. Yeah.
Big schools matter. So I would expect that Kamari Ramsey comes off the board in the draft before Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, even though I think Dale and Ryan Sparks both like McNeil-Warren better. I'm going Kamari Ramsey here.
Yeah. A lot of people here have said, like Michael Bent said, if Downs is gone, he likes the safety out of Toledo, which is one that we're not picking. We're picking the USC one right now for this.
Okay, so now we get to round 3. And, okay, so after Bengals address defensive line and safety, Jeff, where do you think they would go?
Defensive line and safety. Well, what do we have? I guess that's the better question. What is there? Because I would think it'd be edge or maybe linebacker. Because I'm thinking all defense, but it could be a slot. They could do that here too. Could be slot, depending on where. Because they do need to address that. But I'm more thinking defense, to be honest.
Okay, so do you like Dennis Sutton, Akis, Rodriguez, Golday? I mean, the edge board isn't looking great.
Yeah.
Llewellyn is here.
All right. Now, some of those? How far would some of those guys drop? Can we get some of them to drop to the third, and we might be able to, or excuse me, the fourth, and get them?
And yeah, so we could, Jay Sean Barham is here in the third. That's somebody that others like in this range. So, do you have any thoughts on whether you like the edge or the linebacker here better?
Trying to see the. Sorry, I'm trying to see the screen. Let's see here. I'm probably. This is so tough. I want to say my heart wants to say edge, but I'm thinking linebacker. Now, Robert here says Cole.
Cole Wisniewski.
Thank you. Late out of Tech. What's your thoughts on? Is he even there?
Oh, he's definitely there. I probably wouldn't touch Wisniewski until round 6 or 7.
Okay. All right. So let's go. If you're asking my opinion, these guys might draft. Some of these guys might drop to the next round. Let's go with the linebacker.
Okay. I'd go Golday over Rodriguez.
Okay.
Take athletic ability over.
Hey, I'm a Bearcat. I'll take Jake all day long. I'm a Bearcat, so I'm taking Jake.
So I think Golday is going to end up going higher. We did a mock earlier in the week where somebody actually took Golday in round 1.
Oh, really?
So I think Golday is going to go a lot higher than round 3.
We'll see what happens in the combine here. See if he does good there. That should boost his numbers up some.
Okay, so Peter Woods, Kamari Ramsey, Jake Golday. Jeff, what would you like to do in round 4?
Let's see here. So we went linebacker last one. We went safety. We went interior line. Let's see what do we got slot. What is that? That's another one I have on my mind here. I see. There's edges. Let me see. Okay, Tucker. So, all right.
So slot corners. Traydon Stukes from Arizona.
Yeah.
Malik Muhammad from Texas.
Let's go back to the edges again. Let me look at this top one. This top
Preston
two.
Hodge from Colorado. So there's definitely some good slot options in round 4.
Okay. Let's see here.
So Kamara, Llewellyn are here.
Yeah. Chuck Thompson says as Curry out of Ohio State. Is he there or is he gone?
He's right here.
Okay,
so let's do Caden Curry out of Ohio State.
Let's go with that. There we go.
Okay.
We'll bring the chat into this as well.
Yep.
We'll pick this one. We'll go with Curry.
I'm just going to drop a note into the chat for later in the podcast to show you the power of the battle station.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, and actually looking for offensive lineman next time is a good suggestion. Was that Roberto?
That was Robert. Yeah, Robert.
Yep. Okay, so we just finished the first mock.
Mm-hmm.
The simulator immediately starts a second mock.
Okay.
But here's what it did.
Damn, Cam Downs got a kid.
Peter Woods got sniped 7 picks before the Bengals. Downs and Bailey are also off the board. What do? And Jeff, this is why we do fanatic mode on podcasts, because
this
we want
sucks.
the reaction that you just gave.
I don't like this at all. Like, holy crap.
Okay.
I gotta bring the microphone closer because my screen is over here, my camera's over here, so I'm trying to walk here.
So just to give the audience an idea, like Carnell Tate is here.
Yeah.
Right. The simulator's gonna do
God. That'd be hard
weird things to snipe the guys you like.
Oh God. How do I have him on this offense?
Yeah, no kidding. So and Carnell Tate would only be high. He'd only be displayed on the screen if Bengals fans picked him. Right. So everybody here has been mock drafted to the Bengals at least once.
Right.
That's how they get.
Oh, Sonny Styles is there. Sonny Styles is there too. That's a good one.
Yeah. So
man,
this is where I would say 10 feels too early for Caleb Banks. 10 feels too early for Lee Hunter. Not by much. And even 10 might feel too early for Caden McDonald right now.
What about Sonny Styles? What do you think? Because I'm thinking I'm kind of an Ohio State fan, but the wide receiver, Ohio State, and the linebacker. Is that too high for Sonny Styles?
It's not too high. So what Dale and Ryan Sparks have told me is that the Bengals have invested day 2 picks at linebacker.
That's why I don't know if they take him or not. I don't even know if they take a linebacker. Right.
Right. So even if the board fell like this, as much as the fans would like Sonny Styles, the Bengals draft history suggests he wouldn't be the pick.
I could totally see them taking the wide receiver. I could totally see them doing that.
So,
okay. Let's go with that.
I'm going to go Monroe Freeling here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Fix your tackle. Freeling will be able to play right tackle or left tackle. He's going to check all of the measurement boxes. We're not going to have any Will Campbell discussions here.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to go with Monroe Freeling. And then we have to learn to address who are the round 2 defensive tackles, who are the round 3 safeties. So, for example, if you did go offensive line round 1,
right,
is it McNeil, Warren, or Hunter? And I think this would be Hunter.
I would go, yeah. If we're going, I would go Hunter.
Yep. Okay, so now we're in fanatic mode. We get to talk about round 3 safeties, which isn't always the popular podcast conversation.
No.
And
hopefully they really draft the safety before then.
Yeah. Also observed that Golday was sniped 8 picks before we were on the clock.
Great.
So the simulator will learn who you like, and it won't let you take them.
Steal it from us.
Okay. So if you look at the safety board and you look at the linebacker board, right? So Jacob Rodriguez is here. This is round 3.
Oh, wow.
But this is a really good safety board. Like, I want to emphasize that there are multiple people that will tell you that each of those safeties should be drafted in round 2 or higher. So, like, I know somebody that has a first-round grade in Jalen Husky. Now, he's the only one. The rest of us are somewhere between round 3 and 4. But you'll like Jalen Husky out of Maryland. He is a corner that converted to safety. He has the range to play single high. So you can see him go from like opposite hash mark to sideline, from the center of the field to the sideline. He has really good range. Genesis Smith, you're not going to like Genesis Smith's tackling, but Genesis Smith more than makes up for it because he's a ball hawk. And then Michael Tapp out of Texas, his range is probably going to be around 2 to 4.
Right.
So some people have him as high as round 2. I think safety is going to get discounted, so it's going to be, like around 3, 4. But Michael Tapp out of Texas, a lot of dog in him. Zakee Wheatley might be the most athletic safety in this group. And then Bud Clark just makes plays. So you've got 5 safeties here in round 3. Jeff, is there one of these guys that you like more than the other?
Well, seeing that, I don't really know any of them other than Rodriguez. But I like what you said about the guy from Maryland, the side to side. So let's go with him.
Okay. So we're going to go Jalen Husky in round 3. So this draft is Monroe Freeling, Lee Hunter, Jalen Husky. And what do you think that you'd look for in round 4 if you went Freeling, Hunter, Husky?
What do we got? Is this best player available right here?
Well, and this just goes with who people have picked for the Bengals. Okay. So don't use what's here. Think of the positions that you would want to address.
So, let me see here. So we've did what positions have we done? Refresh my memory. What
Freeling, Hunter, Huskies. We've done offensive tackle, defensive tackle, safety.
Okay, let's probably looking at, I would say, corner here.
Okay.
That's where I think they might be looking at.
So corner
really or edge
options. So Dalen Everett from Georgia is here. He's the one that immediately comes to top of mind.
Right.
Preston Hodge, Thaddeus Dixon, Devin Moore. So, like, for example, so Devin Moore is I'm not going to take him here in round 4, but just to give you an idea, the tape is going to tell you round 2. The injury history says don't draft him. So the compromise is day 3.
Okay, give me the edges. What we got on the edge here too? That's another one. I might.
So the edge board looks kind of picked over, maybe Mikael Kamara, maybe Max Llewellyn.
All right, nothing too great. Let's go. All right, the cornerbacks. Go. We're going corner. We're going corner here.
Okay.
So,
and this is round 4. So
Right.
Dalen Everett in round 4, you're getting a corner. He is going to check all of your boxes as far as measurements.
okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
He may not be the most athletic corner, but he's not a bad athlete. We're just saying that's not his go-to is that he has the size and the length, and he's also going to be able to tackle.
Oh, that we like that. We want people.
Yeah.
Now, can he play inside? Is he a slot corner?
He is not slot.
He's not,
So if you
okay.
wanted slot, you'd want to look
Yeah.
at Traydon Stukes.
Because we're pretty. I mean, we can always add another outside, but we really need somebody who could possibly take some snaps, some meaningful snaps.
So,
at
okay,
slot
so
corner.
let's talk about a couple of slots. We're going to do Preston Hodge here. So
Okay.
Preston Hodge has day 2 tape.
Okay.
The biggest
All right.
issue is, do you take a slot corner on day 2?
Well, if
Right,
you
not
get this
every
guy-
team will.
Right. The Bengals probably will because they'll take guys on day 1, cornerbacks,
Yep.
but excuse me,
But-
maybe not necessarily slot. Okay,
So let's do Preston Hodge in
All right.
round 4.
sounds good.
Okay, so that mock was Freeling, Hunter, Husky, Hodge. We had a few H's there. I just realized that. I was not,
It was the
not
H
trying to
boys draft.
eliminate.
It was the H boys draft.
Okay. So this draft is going to be one of the easier ones. But Peter Woods and Monroe Freeling were sniped before pick 10.
Uh-huh.
Caleb Downs is here.
We're taking downs.
Right. We're taking Downs.
We're taking
And,
downs.
and if you think about it, you're comparing, would you take Caleb Downs relative to Delane, Sonny Styles, Spencer Fano, Keldrick Falk, Jeremiah Love? Like those are
yeah.
probably the top players on the board.
Well, especially for right now when I have no idea what they're going to do in free agency. Yes, I'm taking Caleb Downs.
Yep. So
That could change if they sign somebody, but we'll see.
So we go Caleb Downs in round 1.
All right.
And then if we look at the round 2 board, Kamari Ramsey and Lee Hunter have been sniped,
Of course they have.
right? Because that we're in fanatic mode. That's what it does.
Right.
Okay. So before the Bengals were on the clock, the players that we took in round 2 previously get sniped.
All right. So we look at edge. Let's look at edge. That'll be the next thing. We get a cat. Okay.
So there's some decent edges here.
Uh-huh.
Now, I'm not a fan of taking Mesidor
Why not?
until round 3 because of his age.
Okay. What's his,
Um,
what was he? 25?
So he'll be 25 when he's a rookie.
Okay.
NFL teams don't draft 25-year-olds in rounds 1 and 2. I'm sorry,
The-
like
the Bengals
tape
do.
says- the tape
Bengals
says
do.
drafted, but
We drafted one last year. Knight. We drafted D Knight last year, the second round, 25-year-old. So, which I'm not saying
really?
they should have. Yes.
okay.
We don't have. I'm with you. I agree with you. I want a younger guy. But okay, what's interior D line look like too? Let's check those two because those are the two needs. What do we got
So
there?
Miller, Orange, and then the field.
All right,
like-
Orange. I remember you talking about Orange last time you were on the show.
Correct.
Give me some stuff about him. Is he
So-
run stopper, pass rusher? What do we got here?
Yeah. So you're first of all, you're getting somebody on the all nickname team. His nickname is Big Citrus,
Oh, I like it.
right?
Big
Um,
Sid.
Yeah. So you'll definitely have a lot of fun with the nickname. I would say he's going to play like a 0 or a 1. So he'll play over the ball.
Okay.
And then you're not going to get a lot of pass rush from him.
Nah.
Now, not everybody is round 2 on Big Citrus.
Will he take up a double team? That's more of the
Definitely.
question. Okay. Because
Definitely.
that's he doesn't necessarily have, if he can't get to the quarterback, I at least want him to consistently take on double teams that be able to open up lanes for other guys.
Yeah. So if I'm handicapping this board,
Yes, please
for
do.
me, there's a couple of players. I'm looking at Miller or R. Mason Thomas. Those are the top 2, right? You take Caleb Downs in round 1.
Mhm.
Lee Hunter's off the board.
Right.
I'm thinking Kristen Miller, R. Mason Thomas. like if we look at the linebacker board, Trotter's here, but
Mhm.
I don't know that you again spend another day 2 pick on a linebacker when you've done that
No.
right before, right?
No.
So there are good linebackers here. I
Mhm.
just don't think they're in the discussion.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give this pick to a Christopher here. He says Miller, so let's go with Miller.
Kristen Miller.
There you go.
So that was Caleb Downs, Kristen Miller. So we're entering the round 3 pick. We haven't looked at a a round 3 offensive line board. So let's go ahead and take a look at
All right,
this.
let's check that out.
Okay. So
Because I'll tell you this real quick. Personally, I don't think this is a great offensive line draft. So I don't know if they draft one in this. If they do, it's not till later, and that's just for hopefully they get a swing tackle on that. I don't think they're drafting this year to try to replace anybody on that starting line. Just my own opinion. But we can look at that. Let's
okay.
keep going.
So day 2 players that are here include Bo Stevens, Josh Thompson, Keelan Rutledge. And I'm looking to see some people are day 2 on JC Davis. He has tackle guard flexibility. He's listed in the simulator as a guard. He played tackle for Illinois.
Well, that'll be a thing too. Is if we're going here, I'm looking for a swing tackle who possibly could be a starter for us in the future. But we definitely need a swing now. So, what in your opinion of those guys there, which would be the guy?
Jeremiah Wright from Auburn would be another name I would invoke for a round 3 guard.
Okay.
So I'm saying that there's a lot. This is a really good interior offensive line class. For as much as the media is hating on the tackle class, and rightfully so, there are interior linemen that you're going to be able to get in rounds 3, 4, and 5 that may be starting for you by the end of 2026.
Okay. We got some people want to check out corner. What's the corner class look like?
So this is a round 3 corner board. So Will Lee is here. Some people like Will Lee as high as round 2. He's grabby, but I believe his nickname is the Blanket.
Ooh, I like that. All right, so we got 42 people watching this right now. Just explain to everybody again who's joining us late what we're at. We're not doing this is not a normal mock draft simulation of what we're doing here. So explain that again for people just joining us.
So we're in the middle of the 3rd mock draft we're doing in a mode called Fanatic Mode at the Draft Professor. So Fanatic Mode is consecutive mock drafts, and the simulator will snipe the players that you took. So we took Golday and Husky in the first 2. So when we get to the 3rd, the simulator won't let us take them. So it's going to challenge our brains to say, how would we string together players that fit the needs of the Bengals at different rounds of the draft? So, like, Jeff, I love the way that you and I are talking through this right now. So
I'm trying to wrap my head around who's there, what position we need, and I'm trying to go BPA plus positionally of what the Bengals actually need. Again, this is right now with no free agency being done. So we're doing this if the draft was, today, Wednesday, February 18th. So, which is not.
So another thing to consider, like, do you think the Bengals would go Oscar Delp if he's there in round 3? I mean, that's pretty good value for getting a tight end, and the Bengals haven't had a legit tight end in the room for a while.
And I don't know. See, I don't, and they like all. So, and I think they might like him. Well, I like him too if he's healthy. So, and they might re-sign Noah Fant. So I'm not sure if they go tight end. Now, Radical here says, and this is when I do think they might try to look for a slot wide receiver here.
Yeah.
What do we got there?
Yeah, just so you know, Omar Cooper Jr. on this simulator is more likely to go round 1 than round 3.
There we go.
So every single player that you're seeing mock drafted here is because I have done this exercise with podcasters for all 32 teams.
It's done it a lot over and over and over again.
So these boards are set up because this is where players were evaluated and people wanted to pick them in a mock draft. So, there are people that use the simulator that'll take Omar Cooper Jr. round 1 to Denver.
All right. So let me get back to this. Get my brain working again here. All right. So we looked at We looked at edge, we looked at interior line, right, and we looked at corner. Those are 3 spots I looked at,
Yep.
I think. Okay.
So
All right.
I think
Chat, help me out here. What do you guys think we should do here, chat? Put some names in there too.
Yeah. So if to the chat, my advice to you, if Gabe Akis is there in round 3, notice how he's number 1. He's number 1 on the board. There's
Right.
a reason he's number 1 on the board.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple facts about Akis. Akis has the same Taekwondo coach as Lawrence Taylor.
Oh, so
Okay?
draft him.
Yeah. The hand technique when you learn Taekwondo,
Right.
really similar to what an edge rusher needs.
Yes.
You're getting a player with a hot motor. The run defense is going to be suspect, but you're getting an NFL frame. I'm surprised he's here in the middle of round 3.
Well, that's sold me then. Let's take him. Let's take
So we're
him.
going to do Gabe Akis round 3. And there might be people to tell you that round 2 to the Bengals is a little bit rich for Akis.
Right.
But I would expect to see Gabe Akis taken in the top 64.
Okay.
So if he's there round 3, that should be pretty good value. So this is Caleb Downs, Kristen Miller, Gabe Akis. We've gone safety, defensive line, edge.
Okay. So this is round 4 we're in, right? We're in round 4.
Yes, now we're at round 4.
All right.
Caden Curry, Preston Hodge,
Uh-huh.
sniped before the Bengals were on the clock.
Okay. Let's see here.
So if we look, like Brennan Thompson's here round 4, you can see Zakee Wheatley, Grayson Holton. Like Lewis Bond would be an interesting name, but we were considering Bo Stevens in round 3. And he's here round 4. You can't go wrong with an Iowa offensive line.
That'd be taking 2 offensive linemen. Now, is he
Wait,
tackle guard? What is he?
but we didn't take an offensive lineman in this one.
Oh, we haven't yet? I thought we were.
Right.
Oh.
So this is
All right.
Downs, Miller, Akis. This is safety defensive line edge.
Okay. Then I'm with you. Let's
Yep.
go with the offensive lineman. Let's see
So
what we got there.
Bo Stevens, to me, his range is going to be rounds 3 through 5.
Right.
If he's there round 5, he should be BPA. He could play in any scheme. Sign him up.
Sounds
I
good.
think he goes round 4, but don't be surprised if he goes earlier for a
Okay.
team that really needs a guard and likes the fit. So I'll give a shout out there to Bo Stevens, the interior offensive lineman from Iowa. Okay, so the simulator is finishing the 3rd mock and it's starting the 4th. And you're going to notice a trend. Okay, if Peter Woods, Monroe Freeling, and Caleb Downs are off the board before the Bengals pick, what do they do?
They're screwed.
This is going to get hard, right? We're going to be in a situation where we have to talk about what do we do at 10 if the guys that we like are off the board.
And we can't
So-
trade back in this mock.
There's no trade.
There's no trade. So you got to pick somebody.
Yes, we have to pick. So to me, this is where you're probably looking at Fano, who plays right tackle, Lomu, who plays left tackle, or you're looking at Mansour Delane, who would be an immediate.
Can't trade down KP. We can't.
Yep.
You got to pick it. You got to pick it.
Yep. So, like, to me, this is like Mansour Delane, Fano, or Lomu.
Now,
Yeah, if you have to pick left tackle, right tackle, is there a bias as to which roster spot is better?
question will be: Can these guys be our left tackle in the future? Not right now, because we're going to have to replace Orlando Brown eventually. Can these guys be a starting left tackle? I guess would be my question to you.
Yeah, so I would go Caleb Lomu there.
Okay,
To be a left tackle.
that's if we're going. I would go left tackle. If we're going offensive line here, I'm going left tackle. I'm going somebody who I think can project to be the future starter eventually when
So
Orlando's gone.
So Caleb Lomu and Spencer Fano are tackles that are opposite each other at Utah. So they're both from the same team.
Okay,
They're different types of tackles. Fano is going to come in with a higher floor. Most people are saying that Fano is more NFL ready,
right.
but Lomu has the higher ceiling. I was surprised that Lomu declared for the draft. He did have another year of eligibility, so you're getting a young tackle. So I like Lomu. And then we get to the round 2 pick with Kamari Ramsey, Lee Hunter, and Kristen Miller off the board before the Bengals pick at 41.
I hate this draft.
Okay. And Jeff,
Frustrating.
that exact reaction is the definition of fanatic mode.
People are going to watch this going, you don't know what the hell you're doing. Like, it's hard to pick people here. I'm like, I don't know. Like, guys,
we're 4 months deep. Wait till we get to the 8th one.
Yeah. I mean, we're getting the guys like, who the hell is that? I don't even know.
So
where's Dale?
In this situation, if we look at the safety board, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren and AJ Halsey versus like Dominique Orange, I'm definitely taking the safeties over Orange. Over the edge, R. Mason Thomas can enter the discussion. So do you want an explosive edge or do you want safety? I get the feeling from Bengals fans. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I say so. We're going fast here, so I'm getting confused. This is the second round of this mock draft, right?
You are correct.
Okay, so we have a safety that's available, and we have an edge, right?
Correct.
Okay, so those are 2 spots we're looking at for me. We need both. This is all not counting free agency or anything. So who's the safety that's available? Let's look at that.
So it's Emmanuel McNeil-Warren.
Okay, yes, I'm taking him.
Versus R. Mason Thomas. So you want Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. I would have taken Thomas, but we will get a chance to take Thomas later.
Okay.
So
perfect. I want to take him later, the next round.
You see, that's what I mean. Like
if he's there,
we can make quick compromises. So this is Lomu Warren in rounds 1 and 2.
Okay.
So now we need to talk about interior defensive linemen in round 3. We haven't had this conversation yet.
Nope.
Right? So if we look, some people really like Xavier Harris. He has some off-field issues.
Oh, I don't know
there's a chance he goes in round 3 if a team is willing to ignore off-field issues, which would involve a woman and a police officer. Right.
Has he had multiple ones?
I'm trying to keep the program child friendly.
Yeah. I guess is that his only one? Has he had multiple
No,
problems?
there's more than one.
Okay.
There's more than one.
Then excuse me, I'm staying away from it then.
Okay.
We need guys
that
we can count on.
Zane Duran is a defensive lineman to mention in this space, like in this round. I don't think he would go to the Bengals because everything that I hear from Bengals people is you want somebody that you can put over the ball, over the nose, and absorb a double team.
Yes, exactly.
Zane Durant's the opposite of that.
Then no.
So Durant's like 280 pounds, lightning quick first step. But he's not going to eat double teams for you. So if I'm looking here, maybe it's Corleone or Jackson, but I'm going to wait on the defensive tackle. We've done Lomu.
You're getting my heart. You're getting my heart there with Corleone. That's my Bearcat there. But
and I don't think I would take Corleone in round 3.
Well, you were also
that's
saying
the issue.
Well, you were also the last time he's gained a lot of weight. So and he has
gained a little bit of weight. There are medical red flags that are bright red.
Yeah, it's his blood clots and stuff he had at USC.
So
I know. Yeah.
I'm not going to invest a round 3 pick in him. So I'm going to look at the edge board.
All right, let's go ahead.
And I want to talk about Jayshawn Barham from Michigan as an edge in round 3.
Okay.
So Barham started at Maryland, transferred to Michigan. He was recruited as an edge. Michigan moved him to a stack middle linebacker. Then Michigan moved him back to edge. So the advantage of Barham is that you're going to get some position flexibility. He will be able to be an edge, but if you needed him to move off the ball, off the line of scrimmage, you have some depth that you can play around with.
That sounds good.
I would say he's going to be an NFL, like I think the scouting report would say, he's going to be an NFL starter, but he's not going to be an all-pro. Yeah, so if you just want a good football player in round 3, you can do a lot worse than Jayshawn Barham.
I like good football players. That's good.
And then now we're in round 4, and this is where I would do Dante Corleone.
Sold. Then let's do it because
Right.
I love The Godfather, so I'm down with
Okay.
that.
So that mock was Lomu, McNeil Warren, Barham, Corleone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Now
You're making my brain hurt.
Okay. So we're in fanatic mode. So these mock drafts are all linked.
Yep.
So in this one, Woods, Freeling, Downs, Lomu are all sniped.
So who's left?
Would you take Francis Maui Noah if he's there?
Well, that wouldn't be bad.
You want a Pro Bowl? You want a Pro Bowl guard?
Yeah.
Yep. So
Yeah.
I'm going to do Maui Noah here.
Yeah, might as well.
Right. And how often do we get to do the Francis Maui Noah to the Bengals mock?
Yeah, never. Because
Jeff, it's on the Strawberry Ice podcast. You've got it right here.
they ain't taking a guard at 10. But let's do it.
So he might play right tackle, but he's probably going to be a guard. So then in round 2, Ramsey, Hunter, Miller, McNeil, Warren are all sniped. So the defensive linemen that you would take and the safeties that you would take are off the board. You took Maui Noah in round 1.
All right. So at this point with this draft here, well, the way we're doing is, to me, you would have to go BPA on everything because everybody you're going to want is gone, or everybody you need is gone. So I would just go BPA for the rest of it. What's the best player available?
So I think we need to have an R. Mason Thomas discussion.
Okay.
So R. Mason Thomas, an edge from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So he's slightly undersized, right? I believe he's 240 pounds.
Okay.
But highly explosive. So elite first step. And yeah, just like the person in the chat said, yeah, you're going to want R. Mason Thomas on the field on third down. So I think he's a steal at 41. I think he's going to go a lot higher.
All right.
NFL teams love explosive players like this. So
right. I'm with KP.
R. Mason Thomas is probably going to blow up the combine.
Let's go.
So this is Francis Maui Noah, round 1, R. Mason Thomas, round 2.
Okay. And again, if everybody's watching, this is a fanatical draft. So it's taking all the players that you actually want and getting rid of them. And you can't pick them. And you can't trade back or trade out. You got to pick somebody. It's very frustrating.
Golday, Husky, Akis, Barham, all off the board before the Bengals pick in round 3.
Who we got?
So if I look and you want a nickel, and we also haven't taken a safety here. So if we look, we're talking about Keontae Scott versus the safeties. The advantage of Keontae Scott is that some scouting reports project him to safety.
Okay.
Now, he is an older prospect, but at the same time, if you watched any of the college football playoffs, this is a big-time player that shows up in the biggest games of the year. And in round 3, I will take the older prospect, especially because he fits 2 needs for the Bengals. Mm-hmm. Whether you put him at safety or you put him at nickel, you're good.
Good. Yep. I'm sold. Take him.
Right.
Sounds good.
Keontae Scott in round 3.
Hey, can you send this to the Bengals so they can go through this too? And
If you watch the beginning of the podcast, I showed everybody where the button was.
Yeah.
But I will show everybody again when we finish. Yes, you can do this at home.
And everybody send this to the Bengals. So you send them to the draft professor and let them practice on these mock drafts like this so they can figure it out.
Okay. So then Francis Maui Noah, offensive tackle, R. Mason Thomas, edge, Keontae Scott, corner. We haven't talked about too many day 3 defensive linemen, but we do need to have a Tim Keenan to Cincinnati conversation.
Okay.
If you want a fire hydrant on day 3 to put in the middle of the defense.
Yeah, I like that.
Tim Keenan from Alabama, right there.
Get a big old plug right in the middle.
Yes. So that's I like that mock. Francis Maui Noah, R. Mason Thomas, Keontae Scott, Tim Keenan. It may not be your favorite safeties, but those are really good players in that mock.
Right.
Okay. Now we're at the 6th of the 8 that we committed to do, Jeff.
Yep.
So Woods, Freeling, Downs, Lomu, Maui Noah, all sniped before the Bengals are on the clock.
Dude.
What do they do?
Leave the draft and throw their hands up and say, screw it. All right. What we got here?
Okay. So I'm going to go with another offensive tackle. And because the Bengals' need is at left tackle, we need to talk about Max. So this is
they're right now, February 18th, their need is right guard because they have not re-signed Dalton Reiser. So that's their legit need right now today.
So okay, so if we were going to talk guard, Vega. Okay, so Vega might be the second best offensive line prospect in the draft behind Maui Noah. Kind of thing. So we'll do Vega Ione from Penn State in round 1.
Okay.
I'm here for it. And I'll get to talk about Max in another one, I think.
Probably.
So 10 might be a little rich for Vega, but there's teams that are picking 15th that are taking him in mocks.
Right.
So he's going to be true first-round grade. He's probably going to be one of, like, if somebody says they only have 15 first-round grades, I can almost assure you that Vega is one of them.
Okay.
Right. Okay, so we do Vega in round 1. In round 2, you will see that Ramsey, Hunter, Miller, McNeil Warren, R. Mason Thomas have all been sniped before the Bengals are on the clock. This is where things might get a little bit difficult. So
What do you mean get? It's already been difficult.
So
Jim.
So if we look at edge, like I'm looking, is there an edge I would take in round 2 here? Zion Young, come to Cincinnati. Okay. So there are people with a first-round grade on Zion Young at Draft Professors.
Okay.
There are people that are take him late round 3. So there's evals on him that are all over the place, but you're getting a prototypical edge. So what I mean by that is you're getting the guy that's 6'4", 6'5", 260 pounds.
So we're building through the trenches in this one. We got an offensive lineman and we got an edge. Trenches.
Vega Zion Young, that's a pretty good draft to begin with. So notice that Dominique Orange fell to round 3. This is where I would take him.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. So 41 might be a little bit rich, but if he falls to round 3, very good value. So that's a defensive tackle that you can put over the ball.
Uh-huh.
He's going to be able to eat up a double team.
I like it.
And I like him in round 3.
So you're saying the juice is worth a squeeze with Orange.
The juice is worth the squeeze. And Zion Young and Big Citrus in the same draft is pretty good.
Big Citrus. I like it.
Okay. So now we haven't addressed defensive back or safety.
Yeah.
And now we're looking at a round 4 safety board.
Bud Clark, TCU.
So it's between Bud Clark and Zakee Wheatley. Wheatley is the more athletic.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And Bud Clark is a ball hawk.
Yeah. Can we just combine them both and make them one player?
And there are people, we've actually done podcasts where we did that. We call them Frankenstein. Where we take traits of different draft prospects and combine them together.
Hey, Chris wants the Bengals. Christopher wants the Bengals to hire you as GM. I'd be for that.
I'm honored. I'll bring all of my Draft Professor friends with me.
All right,
and that means that we would be bigger than the Bengals scouting department.
I know. That's sad. That's sad but true. Okay, let's get back to this. All right, so
the Bengals drafted Shamar Stewart.
Right.
If I were to tell you that Zakee Wheatley is the Shamar Stewart of safeties.
No.
So I'm going to go with the traits over the production.
Yeah, see for me, it's like I don't want guys in this draft like Shamar Stewart. I believe in Shamar Stewart. I think he can be good, but we can't wait on guys. We need guys who can play now throughout the whole freaking draft so we can get it. So, yeah, I'm with you. We're going with Bud Clark.
Okay. You talked me into Bud Clark. I would have taken Wheatley.
All right.
I'm the type of person where I say I bet on the ceiling.
Well, I'm just because you said it when you said he's Shamar Stewart. Shamar Stewart, and like, we waited for how long for Miles Murphy? And I love Miles Murphy, but we waited so long to get to this point. We don't have time right now. If we want to win now, we got to have guys who can play now. You know what I'm saying? And make an impact now. That's where I'm at on this.
No, I understand.
So it's just we've had too many. We got enough projects, and
Okay.
you know.
So we are starting the 7th of the 8 mock drafts that we committed to. So we've got this one and one more to do.
And who'd they steal from me now?
So they stolen Peter Woods, Monroe Freeling, Caleb Downs, Caleb Lomu, Francis Maui Noah, Viga Ione.
Now, hang on a second. One second. I want to address this comment here. Because Ty says you're much more optimistic than I am, or I have no faith in Stewart. The only reason I am optimistic is because I saw him in training camp. He's explosive. He's fast. He's quick. He's got all the physical traits that you want.
Yep.
Will it come to fruition? I hope so. The traits are there for Stewart. That's the thing, is from what I've seen with my own eyes, they're there. He just didn't play last year. And you can't get any better at football if you don't play. So I said that about Miles Murphy. Miles Murphy, he had all the physical traits you want. They just weren't playing him. And this year they played him. So that's where I'm like, Stewart, if they play him, which if they let Jason Wasai go, either way they go, they're going to play Stewart. And Stewart can play inside and outside. So am I saying Stewart's going to be a game wrecker? I have no idea. I just think they're going to get something out of him. What it is, I don't know. Anyway, go ahead. Back to the draft. Sorry.
Okay. So this draft becomes David Bailey against the field.
Oh, we're taking Bailey.
Right. So we're taking Bailey. He drafted.
Yeah.
So you see, again,
finally, somebody. Finally.
Yep.
Thank you, Jesus.
So sometimes with fanatic mode, it challenges you, and sometimes it becomes easy.
Yeah, hey, here you go. Like, oh, thank you.
Okay.
If he dropped that, like, I'd be running to the board. Like, here you go. We'll take him.
Okay. So now in round 2, Kamari Ramsey, Lee Hunter, Kristen Miller, Emmanuel McNeil Warren, R. Mason Thomas, Zion Young, all sniped before the Bengals pick.
Mm-hmm.
Now, somebody mentioned, there's good receivers here.
Yeah.
Surratt's here. Omar Cooper's here. I mean, this is a good board if you needed a wide receiver.
Cooper, he's made big catches for Indiana.
Yep.
Both of them have. Not both of them. Sorry, I meant just Cooper. Sorry.
So Chase Besantis and Jennings Dunker are interior linemen that a lot of people like. So Jerry Ostrowski, a retired NFL offensive lineman, when he podcasted with Draft Professor, Chase Besantis was his favorite offensive lineman of that episode. And he said that's an immediate starter. So
really?
That would be like, for me, this is Besantis versus the field. Would I take?
If he's saying that, then I'll trust what he knows more than what I know. So I'm going to take him.
And then my second favorite here would actually be Max, because with Max, you could get a lineman.
Right.
Max is from, I believe it's Nigeria. He's only played football for about 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
So there's some development that has to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But if I were to tell you that he has the best tape against David Bailey of any offensive lineman in college football, there's a reason we're talking about him this high.
Right.
The flashes are there. He just needs to play more football.
Right. And that goes, well, with it being offensive line, that one, if we sign Reiser, we can. That's one part which it's crazy to say this as a Bengals fan. We could take a chance on an offensive lineman that can develop, because if we sign Dalton Reiser, we don't need him right away. So that would be one. That's interesting there. But then, not that I don't trust what you're saying, but if you have an offensive lineman, a former NFL offensive lineman, saying the things you said about the other guy, I want to lean toward more that probably.
Okay. So we're going to go Chase.
I think it's good, Jim. I love you. You're great.
I appreciate that. So we did David Bailey, Chase Besantis in this one in rounds 1 and 2.
Yep.
So in round 3, we would either need to look for more defensive tackles, but there's probably not going to be any more. Like Darrell Jackson. Well, okay, let's talk about him. He's here. He's close to the top.
Yeah.
So Darrell Jackson Jr., 6'5", 325 pounds. monster explosiveness,
Yeah.
but there's no pass rush,
Oh,
right? You're getting a space eater. So the question is, do you value that in round 3 or do you not like it until round 4?
I don't like it till round 4 because we haven't. If we can address, if there's somebody in here that is a pass rusher that can put pressure on the quarterback, we have not addressed that yet.
Yep. So if we look, like, we've also been targeting safeties, and we haven't taken a safety in this mock.
Nope. We can look at that
So
too.
if you take David Bailey and Chase Basantis in rounds 1 and 2, you should become familiar with Genesis Smith. So, Genesis
I know
Smith,
that name.
safety. Yeah. So safety from Arizona.
Mhm.
He is very skillful at baiting quarterbacks. You can tell he studies film. So
I like that.
there's an example of a rep where I don't remember who they were playing, but it was a backup quarterback,
Mhm.
and he recognized the play to the point where he was 2 steps ahead of the quarterback on his reads.
Ooh.
You could see him moving, then the quarterback looked, then you saw him move somewhere else, and then the quarterback looked there. He was ahead of the quarterback. He knew exactly what the play was.
Ooh. All right. Well,
Kinda
I was incorrect. We did address the edge in first round. So let's go safety here. Let's take the guy from Arizona.
So that's David Bailey, Chase Basantis, Genesis Smith, rounds 1, 2, and 3. I like that mock a lot.
Yeah, man. Like if they're guys I've heard of, Genesis Smith, I've heard of. So not that I do like my deep dives into draft is doing shows, talking to you guys. That's how I get my information.
And
so
that's why we have fanatic mode, so we can talk about all this on a podcast.
Exactly.
Okay. We've done David Bailey, Chase Basantis, Genesis Smith, rounds 1 through 3.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't done interior defensive line. So might be too early for Capehart, maybe Brevard, maybe Benny.
Yeah. So we are.
This is not my favorite defensive tackle board, and it might be Albert Regis from Texas A&M.
Now, would this be one where since we haven't taken one, we should take one, or is there another position we might want to look at here? Because I keep going back to slot wide receiver is one that the Bengals might be looking at too.
Yeah. So for slot corner, Traylon Stoops of Arizona's here.
Not corner, wide receiver.
Right. And then for slot wide receiver, there's a couple.
Okay.
So Brennan Thompson from Mississippi State. The combine's about to happen. He's going to blow the combine up. He might run faster than Xavier Worthy.
See, well, okay. Now, one thing about that, we had John Ross who set the record.
Yep.
And he didn't do crap here. So speed is awesome, but how's his route running ability? Can he beat guys? Can he set them up? That's the more of the question.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Like, this is a wide receiver that for nearly every draft professor has the highest day 3 grade they can give.
All right.
The biggest issue is that he's 5'9", 175 pounds soaking wet. And that might be generous.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. Well, but I mean, how many times have we seen little guys do good? I mean, look at Wes Welker and all of the New Patriot guys. They were all smaller. But so all right. So the edge, the edge isn't as good right now. Is that correct? Yeah, that's what we had before.
Well, we took David Bailey in round 1.
Right. No, I meant for right now on the board right now. What's available?
And apparently I misclicked because I was just trying to go to a different page and I ended up taking a player. I'm even less familiar with Trent Walker. Sorry about that, everybody. Podcaster made a mistake.
Daggone it, Jim.
Okay.
Here
we go. Jeff, this is the 8th and final mock. But
all right.
We get to end with a bang. So in this one, Peter Woods, Monroe Freeling, Caleb Downs, Caleb Lomu, Francis Maui-Noah, Viga Ione, David Bailey are off the board, but guess who just dropped to the Cincinnati Bengals?
Yeah, we're taking Bane. Yeah, Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So we're cooking with gas here.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Let's go.
So, John, you're the old man from Michigan. What part of Michigan are you in? I used to live in West Bloomfield.
Yeah. We got Bain in what round? 5th?
So this is the 8th and final one. We got Ruben Bain in round 1. He fell to pick 10.
Oh,
Okay.
we're starting another one. Oh, my bad. I got you. Yes, we're taking Bain. All right. See, you're
Okay.
confusing me. We're doing too many here.
I've heard that before.
I got you. So we're
this
in round
8
1.
might
We got
be too
Bain.
many.
I got you.
Okay.
All
So we
right.
do Ruben Bain.
Hell yeah.
So the question would be, do you like AJ Halsey in round 2? So this is a 210 or 215 pound safety.
Okay.
If he hits you, you're going to know it. And he's going to play closer to the line of scrimmage.
Now,
So,
when he hits you, does he tackle you? Because
Yes.
okay.
So Genesis Smith and AJ Halsey are the opposite players.
Okay.
Genesis Smith has like a 20% missed tackle rate all 3 years in college.
Okay.
Okay. So, but he's a ball hawk.
Right.
Halsey you're going to be able to put him closer to the line of scrimmage, use him in the box as an extra linebacker.
Can he cover tight ends?
He will be able to cover tight ends in the short zone.
Sold. We'll take him. If he
Okay,
can
so
cover
we're
tight
taking-
ends and tackle, yep, I'll take him.
Okay. So this mock is Ruben Bain, AJ Halsey.
Mm-hmm. I always think you're going to say AJ Hawk. When you say AJ
I
Halsey.
think somebody even told me, I think it's Hawulsi. It's not
Hawulsi?
Halsey, it's Hawulsi.
Awushi. That's almost
Okay,
as
so
bad as
that's-
Trinipol.
Ruben Bain, AJ Hawulsi, and then if we look like eliminate positions of need, Daryl Jackson Jr. is at a position of need, and this is within the range to take him in round 3, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I know who he is, so yes.
Okay, so let's go Daryl Jackson Jr., and then we have to go and have a legitimate conversation about slot receivers because I fat fingered the last one. Okay. And for all the people watching the podcast, if you choose to do fanatic mode, which is what we're doing here, have fun with it. Let me know what you think. Wow. So that one we actually got Rodriguez. Apparently, I thought I drafted. So we got Rodriguez round 3, and we're going to do Daryl Jackson Jr. round 4.
Sounds good.
But if you do this, let me know what you think. There's a lot of users of the simulator that say this is their favorite mode.
It's fun. It's frustrating as hell, but it's fun. I will give you that. It's definitely fun.
So, yeah. So, Jeff, I mean, I appreciate you giving me the forum to kind of show this off.
Yeah.
But if you recognize what we just did, we just talked about 32 players and where the Bengals should take them.
Right.
And so we talked about 32 players in just over 60 minutes. So we did pretty good.
Yeah. That I say go to now. You go to draftprofessor.com. Is that what it is?
Correct.
You can put that in the chat. Draftprofessor.com.
Sure.
Go there and you got to register. All you need to do, it's free. All you got to do is register. That's all I ask of you to do. And you can go and play around with this just like I did. All right. So,
And
Michael
has a good question there. Yeah.
I'll just you read my mind. I was going to this. Is there a safety who can come down and play linebacker?
Okay. So, Michael, if you remember a couple years ago, there was a safety named James Williams who is now a linebacker for the Titans. So,
Right.
Okay. So there's a few players like that in this draft. Jalen Kilgore from South Carolina
Right.
might be one of them.
Okay.
Robert Spears Jennings from Oklahoma may be another. And what I'll also point out is you don't want to scout the helmet, but this would not be the first Oklahoma player to do this because Billy Bowman played safety or was listed as a safety in last year's draft. He was taken by Atlanta, and they're using him as like their third linebacker.
Ooh,
So
there you go.
pay attention to Oklahoma because Oklahoma actually had some safeties that went back to school. There's going to be more of them next year.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
just pay attention to Oklahoma for that specific question. Pay attention to Oklahoma. But I would like to invert Michael's question.
Okay, go ahead. What you got?
So is there a linebacker that could play safety?
Ooh, interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you got to get your right. We have to look at, we shouldn't look at football players as being only one position.
Right.
So in one of the mocks, we took Jayshon Barham.
Right.
Is he an edge or is he a linebacker? Doesn't
Yes.
matter. You want him in your front seven and move him around. You won't line up in the same spot every play. That can confuse an offense.
And that's kind of what the Bengals have with Shamar Stewart. That's why it is exciting what he can do because of his versatility. Guys with versatility are hard to find to come by.
Yep. And then Christopher dropped the next name in.
Yep.
Kyle Lewis from Pittsburgh. What position is he? On the draft simulator, he's a linebacker, but you would probably use him in the slot. But another player like that would be Harold Perkins. Another player like that would be Suntarine Perkins. Right?
Yeah,
so Harold Perkins is LSU. Suntarine Perkins is Ole Miss.
Sonny Styles, I don't think you can drop him as a
No,
safety.
but that's a great point because Sonny Styles was a safety that moved to linebacker, right? And that's what we're talking about here, right?
Right.
What you want to do is ultimately, like, if you're running an even front defense, or you're running a 4-3, it would be great if one of those linebackers was actually just a really good safety. So it's really a 4-2-5, but it's that extra linebacker, a fifth safety, or a third linebacker. They need to be able to do both.
Right. And that's versatility is, like I said, it's hard to come by. So if you can find guys that can do that, especially in late round, that's awesome. You're hitting it out of the ballpark there. Now, one thing I want to bring up that you were kind of talking about before the show, and I did a little reel on this, and you had some interesting points about this too, is I was talking about the Patrick Mahomes, and he restructures his contract again, and people always get on Joe about restructuring his contract. Well, if you look it up on Spot Track, whatever it's called, and you can see his contract, it's already in Joe's contract that the Bengals can renegotiate his contract whenever they want. Now, renegotiation doesn't mean Joe takes less money. They just allocate it different. It means they can give him signing bonus and stuff now, and that takes away from or gives more room in the salary cap to spend more money. Now, you had some thoughts on this about Mike Brown and everything, and how the Browns are different than other NFL franchises because of what?
Yeah, so one of the things that makes the Bengals almost unique, so the Bengals and the Bears, just think about those two teams. So everybody listening, think about the Bengals and the Bears, and what do those owners have in common that would be different than Jerry Jones or Terry Pagula or any other owner? And that's the people that own the Bears. That's George Halas's family. If you don't know who George Halas is, he is the person that founded the National Football League.
Yep.
Paul Brown founded the Cleveland Browns, sold it. Then he founded the Cincinnati Bengals.
Stole it, got it stolen from him, whatever.
Yep.
Everyone.
Okay. But so the only way that the Brown family makes money is through football.
Right.
Now, I'm sure at this point they're billionaires. They have other business endeavors. But do you know the business that you're in? Right? So, like, even me having my own draft podcast and draft site, okay, I'm entering like a business and I have to learn the business while I'm in it, right?
Right.
But what these billionaire owners know how to do is run businesses. But if the only business that the Brown family knows is how to run a football team,
which some people can argue they don't know how to run one. But the point to this is, like you said, Nick Lachey went on Fit and Wits podcast and went off about Mike Brown sell the team, all that stuff, which I've heard for 30 freaking years. Mike Brown and the Brown family are never, and I'll say this again, never selling the Bengals because this is their family business. So they created this. Paul Brown created this for Mike and his kids. Mike wanted it for his kids. Katie wants it for her daughters. Elizabeth and Caroline probably want it for their kids. It's so I like to deal in reality, which some people think you don't deal in reality. You're always too optimistic about the Bengals. But the reality is the Browns are never selling the Bengals. But my point, bringing it back to the Joe Burrow contract, this is where I say I deal in reality. This is where the Bengals need to do something. They can physically do this. We're not getting them to sell a team. All they have to do is, hey, just tell Joe, hey, we're restructure your contract. Here's a big fat check for $30 million, $20, whatever it is. He'll be like, all right, cool. He's going to get the same amount of money. It doesn't matter when Joe gets it. He's going to get it. It's guaranteed. He's going to get all that money.
Right.
All that does is open up the money for the salary cap. This is where the Bengals, and I don't know if they will, and I don't know why they don't. This is where they need to change because they've changed a lot of stuff. But this is the structuring of contracts, the restructuring of contracts. And people keep going about Tom Brady made less money, yada, yada, yada. Tom Brady's a freaking millionaire. He still made a ton of money, no matter what he did. So they're going to make money. The point is, this is more on the Brown family as far as restructuring the contract than on Joe. I've had some people on that reel I did. People are like, well, Joe just needs to, come in and tell him I want to restructure. Joe's already done it. He's already done it.
And it's built into the contract. So,
Yes.
like Jeff, you and I were talking, it's not a renegotiation.
No.
So, like I'm an engineer by day, I'm a numbers guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But basically, if you think about it this way, if a player's salary is $30 million for the season, all $30 million will be against the 2026 salary cap if they're paid a salary.
Mm-hmm.
But if they take $20 million of that 30 and they convert it to a signing bonus, that basically means I'm going to hand you a check for $20 million as opposed to paying you $30 million divided by 17 game checks. They're making the same amount of money. The difference is it's a cash payment up front. So what that happens to that $20 million is that if there were 3 more years on the contract, the cap hits on that contract just went up by $6.3 million for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
Right. So you're just moving where
Right.
the bookkeepers are accounting for the money.
And you're opening up salary cap space. And Lewis, you're right. That's exactly what we're talking about. Burrow said it when he signed his contract that he set it up for the Bengals that they could restructure at any time. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Right.
That's where I'm just trying to educate people because, like I said, I did this reel and I said it in the video. And people are still like, well, Joe just needs to come off the money. Joe doesn't have to come off of anything. Joe has already set it up. It's up to the Bengals. It's sitting right there. They just have to go, here, Joe, here's a check. That's it. I'm sure there's more to it than that. That's the basic premise of it. That's all they have to do. And they can open up another $20 million or more in salary cap on top of what they already had, which I think they have the 6th most, I think, if I'm correct, in salary cap stability right now, or structure, or however you want to say it. So they have money, and this is where we talk about the Bengals. Mike Brown's not going to sell the team. This is where the problem is, and this is what the problem I have when people are like, well, he just needs to sell the team. Well, that's not going to happen. This is the reality. If you guys want to complain and put pressure on them about something they can actually do, and they should do, this is it. And the thing is, back in the 90s, we didn't know all this stuff. There wasn't stuff. The website, the internet was just starting. You couldn't see it. You can go look it up yourself. Satori's just showed it to me the other night on Spot Track. You can see it. It's there. So that's the part where Nick Lachey wants to go on these podcasts, and this is all about Nick Lachey, not necessarily about the Bengals. Oh, yeah, sell the team. It's not going to happen. It's like, if you really want change, complain about that. Complain about go get the money that Joe has already let you have. Like you said, Joe's still getting his money. It's just opening up more money for the Bengals to go spend to fix this team. That's what we all want. So that's kind of like my whole rant about is forget about Mike Brown doing this. Do the stuff that the Bengals can do within the structure of the contracts that they already have signed. That's all I'm saying. That makes sense there, Jim.
And one other thing to recognize would be when a player gets guarantees, those have to be escrowed. So even let's say you're given a contract where it's like $100 million for 5 years.
Right.
with $20 million signing bonus. So the $20 million signing bonus is paid immediately to the player. The rest of that $80 million, how much of it is guaranteed? And if it's guaranteed, it has to be put into escrow.
Mm-hmm.
That means the player doesn't get it.
Right.
But it's already left the owner's checkbook.
Yeah, it's gone.
And
exactly.
This is where you will notice, I think with Cincinnati specifically, is why they don't hand out all those big contracts, is that the Brown family doesn't want the money to leave their account and go into escrow.
Which is, I understand, but I don't. It's still leaving anyway. It doesn't matter if it's there or if it's there. You're signing this contract, it's leaving. And the thing is, the salary cap's going to keep going up. It's not like the Brown family's going to run out of money. The salary cap's going up this year. It's going to go up next year. It's just going to keep going up. All the NFL is doing is printing money. That's why the Browns are freaking billionaires. Mike Brown, a couple years ago, was voted as the richest man in Ohio because he owns the Bengals. And I know Paul here says well, maybe Katie will run it one day. In my opinion, Katie is running more of it than people think. Mike Brown is 90, 89, somewhere around there. I mean, he's older. I mean, I don't really think Mike Brown is doing a lot of the day-to-day stuff. And that's why I think things changed a couple years ago. Katie and Elizabeth and Caroline came in to help with their mom. And that's why I do think things change. And that's where I think things can change. They just need to change now. Again, this is stuff that the Bengals should do. And they did do it in this contract. Just go get the money. Just do it. Exercise this clause that you have in Joe Burrow's contract. That's all I'm asking. It shouldn't be that hard to do. Christopher said, I read an article that said between Joe and Jamar, they can free up to $40 million this year, giving us $90 million in cap room. I don't know the exact numbers because T's contract isn't as they structured that one terrible, but Jamar's is pretty good. But I know what Joe's is. I saw that one the other night. So either way, if they were to structure and get $20 million free from Joe, again, Joe gets the money, but it just frees up the salary cap space. You can go fix this defense pretty easily, I think. And it looks like Jim is working. I can see the eyes turning.
It's just responding to messages. I was good. I was good.
I thought you were looking something up. Like you had some cool stuff you're gonna have me bring up or something.
Oh, a little bit, but yeah, I'm good.
Good. All right, that's good. All right. So, anything else you want to throw out there for Bengals fans? A draft player or something for them to think about before we?
Well, we're a week before the combine. We're about 9 weeks before the draft. Mm-hmm. So some things to think about, right? So the combine, I think, is now made for TV.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? So fans love watching everybody, run, what's the 40 time and such.
Yeah, I love going to it.
But we have a big saying, like as we're evaluating players, is you don't count something twice. So if the player ran a fast time at the 40, mm-hmm. but we also saw that they were fast on tape, we've already accounted for that in the grading.
Right.
So when somebody says a player moves up the board, I don't buy that. Like that's what the media says to make you feel good, but that's not reality. Like if you figure out which draft people you like to listen to, their boards are pretty well set.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Up and down a ton.
Now, there's a couple, right? So, like Ted Hurst, there's a question because he's a wide receiver and from Georgia State. So I said, well, what's he going to run in the 40? And most of the people said he's going to run 4.45. And some people said, well, they clock him at the Senior Bowl going faster than that. So if
how much as the guy who evaluates talent, how much does that change? Because to me, it also can depend on the turf, the situation,
yes,
all kinds of. So just he ran faster there, cool, and he ran slower. So which to me, it's always somewhere in between that is what his actual time is.
So ultimately, let's say Hurst runs a 4.4. That's what we're expecting him to run. It's probably going to keep him into the round 2 or 3 conversation.
Okay.
But I don't think Hurst gets out of round 2 right now. But if he runs a 4.3, he's going to go top 35. Right? Like, how often can a team at the back of round 1 draft a receiver that's going to run a 4.3 for you?
Not too many. Yeah.
And like Hurst has a lot of other things going for his game, that his game wasn't predicated on his 40 time, but maybe it's difficult to tell when you're playing a lower level of competition how much faster you were because you're just a better player, or how much faster you were because you're really that fast.
Guy Christopher said he's fast 4.5, but then again, he played at Georgia State. How much is that? How much do you take that into consideration? I know you, when we're doing the multiple drafts here, you did say that a couple of times.
Yeah. So, and so this is where the combine's going to help Ted Hurst. And Ted Hurst may move up boards because nobody was expecting him to run the 4.3. And was it Matthew Golden last year? Matthew Golden was drafted last year, right? That was last year's draft.
Right.
It's already starting to bleed for me. Right?
My ears are bleeding from the drafts we did already.
Yeah. So I was in Indianapolis, and Matthew Golden ran like a 4.4, or it may have been like a 4.39.
So are you going to Indy this year?
I may. But when Matthew Golden ran it, everybody around me just said he made himself millions. That 40-yard dash was worth a couple of million because they said Golden's tape, we knew he was going round 2. But as soon as you see what the track time was, you realize he's more athletic than what Texas asked him to do.
That's okay. That makes sense to me. Because
it's the same issue with Shamar Stewart, right? You see an athletic specimen, but what did Texas A&M ask him to do?
Yeah, it wasn't get sacks. It was get pressure, just not sacks.
Right. And there's plenty of players where their coaches don't use them right. And why do half of them play for South Carolina? And the other half play for Clemson. Right?
That coaching thing?
So it's a thing. It's that an NFL coach isn't necessarily going to use the player the same way. They're just looking for which parts of their game can translate to how that coach would believe that they're going to be used. I think that's why Zachariah Branch is probably going to go higher than most people on the internet have him graded.
Okay.
Like Daniel Jeremiah and Mel Kiper are a lot higher than Zachariah Branch than I am, Dale is, Ryan Sparks is, etc. Right? We see the speed, but that if you look at how Georgia used him, like he wouldn't be able to be used that way with Cincinnati. They have T. Higgins, they have Jamar Chase.
Right.
So you need a real route runner. You're not going to scheme up touches for a slot receiver when you have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and you want them to run real routes and let Joe Burrow make the decision, not scheme up the touch and take the decision out of Joe Burrow's hands.
Right. Lewis here has got a question. South Carolina, Nick Harbor stayed, right? Correct. Okay. There you go. So when you have went to the combine, were you actually on the field watching them?
You can't get on the field.
Yeah, you're on the stands. Yeah.
But if you have a chance, like especially because we're close to Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah. I've went.
It's free.
Yeah, it's awesome.
There's very few things in life that are free. Attending the combine is free.
Yeah, if
I don't even think I paid for parking.
I don't think I did. I'm trying to remember because we didn't get to go last year, and I doesn't sound like I'm going to get anybody get to go with me this year. I'll be watching on TV, but we went 2 years ago, and yeah, I know I didn't pay for anything for the ticket. I don't think I paid for parking either. I think it's all. I think it's all free. You just got to go, but you do have to have a ticket. You have to go to your NFL One app and download a ticket there. And sometimes they scan it, sometimes they don't. And the cool thing is you bring your earbuds. They have a frequency in there. You can tune in and you can hear the guys on the NFL Network, which I think is even more interesting because you hear what you hear on TV, but you're actually seeing it on the field, and you can get pretty close. I mean, you're up in the stands, but it's pretty close. You could run into Katie and Troy if you want to. You can yell at them because they're walking around.
And last year when I went to the combine, so I was there sitting in the stands about 10 rows up.
Mhm.
And I'm messaging all the draft professors about whether or not they liked that time or that event or that score or whatever. I'm like, well, I could have done this from my living room.
Yeah, that's the
Right.
thing. Yeah.
Like, okay, it was nice being there. I've checked that off the box.
Yeah.
But like from a professional networking standpoint, you get to meet a lot of content creators.
Yeah. That's
But-
well. The thing is, too, I heard you. It was I don't know who you contact, but it's fairly easily to get credentials there. I haven't got them yet, but that's what I've heard. We'll see. Maybe someday I'll get it here. Christopher says, question for Jim: what would you actually like to see the players perform at the combine? So, is there a different drill, or is there just one drill you actually really like watching them do?
What I would love,
I see that
to do
the eye
is
raise
sit
there.
in on
Hey,
the interviews.
you-
I would
you get-
I would rather sit in on the interviews.
Ah,
Right now, there are some drills that are statistically relevant. So, like the offensive line, there's a drill that if your time is something or under, that translates to NFL success at a pretty high rate. Right, with just like movement and change of directions. And I don't remember if that was the shuttle or the 3-cone or something like that, right? So there's some drills that are really telling just by the time. Because like I don't think the 40-yard dash is really that telling. Because like you mentioned was it John Ross?
yeah, yeah,
Right.
Track star couldn't see the field.
Yeah. So I don't know that I ever get into really any of the drills. It's more of reminding myself who's in the draft. And then there's also like an immediate reaction. So one of the draft professors, his name is EJ, he podcasts every Thursday. So
Okay.
one of the things EJ does is he's going to take all of, for example, like the 40 times and the athletic testing metrics. And he's going to be like, which player does that not match the film?
All right.
Last year it was Marcus Siegel.
Okay.
So, and we were thinking, this is a UDFA. Like when we covered him in October, November, UDFA. But he ended up getting drafted. I forgot which team drafted him, but he blew up the combine. Now, he didn't score the highest at safety, but he scored to the point where EJ says, I missed something on my eval.
Okay.
Because I didn't see the speed that he ran. And EJ had docked him for athletic ability. So it made EJ go back and watch the
Watch him
tape.
again.
I think that's what the combine should be represented as is, did it confirm or do you go back and watch and see something you didn't see the first time?
Yeah. Now, for me, as far as the ones I really like watching, everyone likes the 40. I like watching the 40. I like watching the quarterbacks throw, but the one I really like is watching the defensive linemen, the edges. I can't remember what the drill is, but where they go around the circle and just watching them get their bend and go around that circle.
Yep.
And just because to me, it's just that's pure athleticism to be able to go be that big, go that fast, and put that much torque on your ankle and everything. And not me, I dislocate my ankle. Well, I can't run that fast anyway, but just be able to do it and not hurt yourself. Because that's what they have to do on every play. If you're an edge, you got to go around these guys and you got to put that pressure on that ankle and that knee and beat these guys. And you got to be quick. That is the most fun thing to watch. And just watch it because you can really see it more than you can watching the game because there's no pads on them. It's just them.
Yep.
I really geek out on that drill alone. I cannot remember the name of the drill, but just watching those big guys and watching how fast they are and quick they are is just amazing to me. I mean, it is pure athleticism.
I think ultimately we learn more from the Senior Bowl than we do the combine.
Yeah. To me, you learn more from watching them play. I mean, you can learn, and that's where I think it's changed a little bit. Like you said, the combine is a TV event. It is more that now than it was before. And I think NFL teams are taking more bits and pieces. Like we take some of this from his film, from his game thing, from the Senior Bowl, from the Shriner Bowl, all these different ones, and then you got the NFL Combine, and then they have their own combine. Some of them don't do the combine, so they had their own, combine at their school or whatever. So it's more of just taking all the information you got and putting it together instead of just one thing that it used to be. But
Yep.
it's fun. I mean, draft season is fun.
And then also to build on that, the value of the combine is the NFL can essentially pay 300 players to come into one location so that like the NFL teams can get their height, weight, arm length, and those measurements. I think we learn more from the height, weight measurements than we do from any of the drills. The drills are made for TV.
Right.
Yes. But it's the actual measurements because we really want to know, is that player really just 5'8"?
Right. Because
really
they
just 170 pounds.
Right, because college teams fib.
Yeah.
Like you said you were 6 foot, you're 5'9". What are you talking about? You know,
Exactly.
and that is a big difference. And like you said, the other thing is the to me, because you can talk, you can do Zoom calls like this, you can talk on the phone to us, but the face-to-face interaction with the kid when, hey, this is your biggest job interview of your life. How do you handle this pressure? Because it's just going to get, the pressure is just going to get bigger if you have a long NFL career. So having that interaction with the kid, I think, is a big one too. With that being said, we did it. An hour and 30 minutes of nonstop draft talk. Jim, you are the man. Do me a favor and plug some stuff here before I let you go.
Yeah, so my name's Jim. You can follow me at NFL Draft Fanatic. No, I am Fanatic. So that's the Draft Professor Twitter page. What you get from Draft Professor is daily content on the NFL draft. So we podcast at 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern every weeknight. We have 2 shows on Saturday mornings. We have 2 shows on Sunday mornings. We've just started a Sunday night show as well. I am surrounded by really good people at the Draft Professor. You will know some of them being Bengals fans. Parker Blake has podcasted with me. Ryan Sparks is either in the chat or on the podcast nearly every night. Dale podcasted with me all summer. So as soon as this draft ends, we literally shift gears. We delete all of our player lists and we start building a new one for the next year.
And you do this all year long. It's not just now. It's all year long.
Correct. So we are at this year round. So for example, I can tell you that first week, I can tell you that the Monday after the draft, we were covering the best tight ends in the SEC on Monday. Right. And we're just going to go through and we're going to start building our draft board one position, one conference at a time. We'll be breaking down like the top 44 quarterbacks in college football. So we're going to tell you right now who we think the best prospects are.
Tell me about UC's quarterback coming in. Is he any good? That's what I want to know.
Right. So we will be going through and we will be breaking down the players, right? And trying to make sure we are communicating to basically any college football fan. Here's the best players in the country. And most of the guys will tell you the tape don't lie.
Exactly.
Right. So anyway, we're here every day talking about the draft. So tonight we have a 7 p.m. show on centers, and then our 9 p.m. show, we're actually making some combine prop bets. Ooh. So we're basically going to pull up the betting apps and start discussing what bets they're going to let people make and whether or not we're buying or selling the bet. So that should be a lot of fun. This is an annual podcast we do.
People are betting on the draft now. Just get out of hand.
Yeah. So
awesome.
We have a lot of fun. I am surrounded by 80 podcasters that help Draft Professor put out this content.
And how long have you been doing this, Jim? How long? When did you start doing this?
So I've had my site for 4 years, and I've been podcasting with this group of people for the better part of a year and a half.
Awesome. And one of them is my guy Dale, and he does a great job. Jim, I appreciate it. We will definitely try to work out a time to get you back on again next week, the week of the NFL Combine. I cannot wait. But until then, appreciate you, brother. See ya. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Go check out Jim at the NFL Draft Fanatic or NFL Draft. I get it right. DraftProfessor.com. It's in the chat. You guys can go find it in there. And like I said, you can go do these crazy fanatical mock drafts I just did. It's a lot of fun. It's stressful. It'll irritate the crap out of you because it'll take away people that you want. And then what do you do? Which is what happens sometimes when you're doing an NFL draft. If you're literally doing the draft, there's people you want, everybody on the board you want is gone. What do you do? And with this draft process that Jim has, you can't trade out. So It's a lot of fun. I highly, highly recommend you guys go check it out.
All right, shout out to my sponsors. They are Priority Lawn and Landscaping for all your lawn and landscaping needs. You need your grass cut, you need shrubbery trimmed, I don't know, you need a paper patio, you need anything. I mean anything. Landscaping required. Think Priority Lawn and Landscaping. Also, shout out to T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. And of course, Meyer Window, Door, and more. I got it in my house. I highly recommend you get them in yours. They're energy efficient, great looking windows, easy to clean. Meyer Window, Door, and more. The website is MeyerCincinnati.com. And also shout out to my favorite brewery, Moorline Lager House. Get on down there, get you some delicious Moorline beer, some delicious Moorline food. And tell them I sent you. Moorline Lager House.
Of course, as always, I hope you guys check out the sponsors to my show, Moorline Lager House, Priority Lawn and Landscaping. Those are two of my favorite. Of course, Meyer Window, Door, and more. Give them a call, and when you do, tell them Ice sent you. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. I have a live stream on YouTube, Facebook, X, Twitch. You can follow me on all those, along with Threads and TikTok. Do me a favor, check out my Substack. I write some articles on there time to time. I wrote about the Bearcats win on Saturday, and does this save Wes Miller's job? To me, the only way Wes Miller's job gets saved is they make the NCAA tournament, and I highly, highly doubt they're going to make it. And I'm not rooting against them at all. I love my Bearcats, but I want to win. I want to get to the tournament again. But do me a favor. If you guys don't want to sit here and watch the entire hour, 36-minute show, you can listen to it. It'll be on the podcast later on tonight. It's on BeanPod, Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher, pretty much wherever you get your podcasts. Do me a favor. Let's do it. Rate it, like it, review it, leave a 5-star review and a comment so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. Other than that, I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Let's see here. I got Billy DeVoe on Friday. Tomorrow, I have no. Billy DeVoe is on tomorrow. Yes, that is Billy DeVoe from the new Nasty Boys podcast. Fridays, Dale and the Godfather. So we'll be discussing any and all things Reds tomorrow. So bring your Reds content, your Reds questions, and we'll have a great time as we always do with Billy. And as always, remember one thing and one thing only, that is Houday for life. And everybody throw it up. That's your sports, baby. See ya!
Another great show. You guys still here? The show's over. You can come back tomorrow. I'm out of here. See ya.